Ever felt defeated by a challenge? What if I told you your potential isn't fixed, but something you can actually grow? We all want to be successful, right? But what is success? And how do we achieve it? Carol Dweck's mindset dives deep into this question by exploring the incredibly powerful ways our beliefs about ourselves shape our lives. Dr. Dweck, a renowned psychologist at Stanford University, spent decades researching why some people thrive while others struggle, even when they have similar abilities. She discovered that it all boils down to what we believe about intelligence and talent. Do we see them as fixed or can they be developed? This book isn't just about academics, it's a guide to unlocking your full potential in every area of life, from relationships to career, parenting to personal growth. Get ready to challenge your assumptions and discover the transformative power of a growth mindset. Chapter 1: The Perilous Journey, My Classrooms. This chapter sets the stage for Dweck's entire research. It begins with her observations in classrooms, how some students embraced challenges while others avoided them, even when they were equally capable. She noticed that some kids believed their intelligence was predetermined, a fixed quantity. They feared failure because it would expose them as not smart enough. On the other hand, she saw students who viewed intelligence as something that could be developed through effort and learning. These students welcomed challenges, they saw mistakes as opportunities to grow. This wasn't about actual ability, it was about belief. The core idea is a simple one: how we think about our abilities massively impacts our performance and perseverance. It's not just about being smart or talented, it's about believing you can become smarter and more talented through dedication and hard work. This belief system, this way of thinking, creates a powerful self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe you're capable, you will be more likely to try, persist, and ultimately succeed. Dweck describes a scenario with two fifth-grade classes facing a challenging test. In one class, the students who scored lower were devastated. They felt it confirmed their belief that they just weren't as smart as others. They interpreted their score as a permanent judgment of their intelligence. Conversely, even those in the same class who didn't do so well celebrated the learning process and saw the test as a chance to understand where they needed improvement. They weren't focused on proving their intelligence, they were focused on increasing it. One student admitted he was disappointed about his score but was already thinking about what strategies he could use next time. It's a stark contrast, two groups of kids reacting completely differently to the same outcome, all because of their underlying beliefs. This highlights how powerfully our mindset can shape our response to setbacks and influence future performance. Chapter 2: The Mindsets. This chapter formally introduces the two mindsets, fixed and growth. A fixed mindset is the belief that your qualities, intelligence, talent, are static traits. People with a fixed mindset believe they're either born with certain abilities or they aren't, and there's not much you can do about it. It creates a constant need to prove oneself, often avoiding challenges for fear of failure which would reveal perceived shortcomings. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is the belief that your qualities can be cultivated through dedication and hard work, that intelligence isn't fixed but can grow with effort. It's about embracing learning, seeing setbacks as opportunities, and believing in your potential to improve. The crucial thing to understand is that everyone possesses both mindsets to varying degrees. We don't exclusively have one or the other. Our mindset isn't a permanent identity, it's more like a lens through which we view our abilities and experiences. Imagine two musicians. Musician A has a fixed mindset. They believe that natural talent is the key to success. They avoid difficult pieces because they're afraid of failing and confirming their lack of innate ability. If they struggle, they might conclude they simply aren't cut out for it. Musician B has a growth mindset. They see practice as a path to improvement. They tackle challenging pieces, even if they fail initially, viewing mistakes as valuable lessons. They celebrate progress and are motivated by the learning process itself. Over time, both musicians might have similar levels of skill, but their approach to learning and their enjoyment of music will be vastly different, one driven by fear, the other by passion and a belief in continuous improvement. Chapter 3: The Truth About Talent. This chapter directly confronts the common misconception that talent is everything. Dweck argues that while natural abilities certainly play a role, they are often overemphasized and misunderstood. People with a fixed mindset tend to see talent as proof of their inherent worth, leading them to avoid challenges for fear of damaging this perceived image. However, what truly separates high achievers isn't innate talent but a growth mindset, the willingness to work hard, learn from mistakes, and persevere in the face of setbacks. It's not about where you start, it's about how far you go. The focus should be on effort, strategies, and learning. These are the things that truly drive progress. Believing talent is all there is can actually hinder your development because it discourages exploration and risk-taking. Consider the story of Mozart. The popular narrative often paints him as a prodigy, born with an extraordinary musical gift. But Dweck's research reveals that his father worked tirelessly to cultivate his talent through rigorous training and constant performance from a very young age. It wasn't just innate ability, it was years of dedicated effort. Even Mozart faced challenges and setbacks, he didn't instantly become the genius we know today. His success was a product of both natural inclination and relentless work. This example demonstrates that even seemingly effortless talent is often built upon years of dedication and hard work. Chapter 4: The Growth Mindset. This chapter is the core of the book. It delves into how to cultivate a growth mindset. It's not about magically transforming from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset overnight, it's a process that requires conscious effort and self-awareness. The first step is recognizing your fixed mindset triggers, those situations where you feel defensive or discouraged when faced with challenges. Then, start challenging those thoughts. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good at this," try, "What can I learn from this?" Embrace the learning process, celebrate effort and progress over outcomes. Value challenges as opportunities for growth and view setbacks as temporary roadblocks rather than permanent failures. It's also important to appreciate the power of yet. Instead of saying, "I can't do it," say "not yet." Imagine a student struggling with math. Initially, they might think, "I'm just not a math person." That's a fixed mindset statement. Shifting to a growth mindset means reframing that thought, "Math is challenging for me right now, but I can improve if I practice and seek help." They start focusing on the strategies they can use, asking questions in class, working through extra problems, seeking tutoring. They celebrate small victories, understanding a new concept or solving a difficult problem. This shift in perspective transforms math from an insurmountable obstacle into a rewarding learning opportunity. Chapter 5: Mindset in the Classroom. This chapter explores how to foster a growth mindset within educational settings. Teachers play a crucial role by creating environments that value learning over performance and emphasize effort and perseverance. Praising intelligence can actually backfire, leading students to become overly concerned with appearing smart and avoiding challenges. Instead, praise effort, strategies, and progress. Let students know you appreciate their dedication and hard work, regardless of the outcome. Feedback should be specific and focused on improvement rather than simply labeling a student as smart or not so smart. Creating a culture of experimentation and risk-taking is vital. Students need to feel safe to make mistakes and learn from them. Consider two teachers responding to a student's poor test score. Teacher A says, "You need to study harder next time, you're not performing well." This reinforces a fixed mindset. It implies the student is inherently lacking. Teacher B says, "I notice you struggled with these concepts. Let's review them together and find some strategies that might help you understand them better." This encourages a growth mindset. It focuses on solutions and learning. The second teacher's response offers support and guidance, empowering the student to improve. Chapter 6: Mindset in Sports. This chapter examines how mindset impacts athletic performance. A fixed mindset leads athletes to avoid competition for fear of failure and can hinder their development by limiting their willingness to try new techniques or push themselves beyond their comfort zone. A growth mindset, however, allows athletes to embrace challenges, learn from setbacks, and continuously improve their skills. It's not about winning, it's about the journey, the dedication, effort, and continuous learning that lead to progress. Coaches can foster a growth mindset by focusing on process goals, effort, strategy, rather than outcome goals, winning. Think about Michael Jordan. His legendary status wasn't solely based on his innate talent, it was built upon relentless practice and a determination to learn from every game, even the losses. He famously said he's failed over and over again in life, and that is why he succeeds. He didn't see setbacks as evidence of inadequacy but as opportunities for growth. This mindset allowed him to constantly refine his skills and push himself to achieve greatness. Chapter 7: Mindset in Business. This chapter explores the impact of mindset on business leaders and organizations. A fixed mindset can lead to risk aversion, stifling innovation, and hindering growth. Leaders with a growth mindset are more likely to embrace change, encourage experimentation, and foster a culture of learning within their companies. It's about creating an environment where failure is seen as a stepping stone to success and employees feel empowered to take risks and pursue new ideas. This fosters resilience and adaptability, crucial qualities in today's rapidly changing business landscape. This chapter explores the impact of mindset on business leaders and organizations. A fixed mindset can lead to risk aversion, stifling innovation, and hindering growth. Leaders with a growth mindset are more likely to embrace change, encourage experimentation, and foster a culture of learning within their companies. It's about creating an environment where failure is seen as a stepping stone to success and employees feel empowered to take risks and pursue new ideas. This fosters resilience and adaptability, crucial qualities in today's rapidly changing business landscape. Quote from this book: about the perilous journey, my classrooms.